Have you ever noticed that one specific bowl buried in the back of your cupboard? It's the deep, cherry red one. The one you instinctively reach for when you're making a simple serving of pasta or a bowl of late-night cereal. Somehow, food just feels right when it's sitting against that vibrant, crimson surface. Most of us dismiss this as a mere quirk of personality, a bit of kitchen vibe, or perhaps a lingering childhood memory of a favorite dish. But here is the secret that the food industry spends billions to understand, and what nobody tells the average consumer. Your tongue is actually the very last part of your body to decide how something tastes. Long before the first forkful reaches your lips, your brain has already finished the meal. Imagine a quiet kitchen in the soft glow of the afternoon sun. On the counter sit two identical ceramic bowls. One is a cool, tranquil sky blue. The other is a pulsing, vibrant red. Inside, both is the exact same food. Let's say fresh strawberries dusted with a pinch of sugar. They were picked from the same vine and prepared at the same temperature. If you were to taste them, your logical mind would insist they are identical. But your subconscious, that ancient architect of your desires, has already placed its bet. In controlled gastrophysical studies, participants consistently rate food served in red containers as significantly sweeter, more intense, and more calorie-dense than the exact same food served in blue or white. Why does this happen? We like to think of ourselves as rational beings who navigate the world through logic. But when it comes to the act of eating, we are operating on pre-installed biological software that hasn't had a significant update in over 10,000 years. We aren't just consuming nutrients and minerals, we are consuming a narrative told through light, shadow, and color. Your eyes are essentially the optical appetizers for your stomach. If you've ever felt that mysterious pull toward a certain plate, or if you've ever wondered why a meal at a high-end restaurant just looks more delicious before you've even smelled it, you are experiencing the power of your own hidden biology. If you felt this pull before, you're not alone. Stick with me, because what I'm about to show you will change how you look at your next meal forever. We are about to decode the crimson signal. To understand why a red bowl has the power to manipulate your taste buds, we have to travel back across the vast horizon of time. Imagine yourself 10,000 years ago, standing at the edge of a dense, primordial forest. In this world, there are no supermarkets, no expiration dates, and certainly no safety labels. Every single thing you put into your mouth is a high-stakes gamble. In this lush, emerald-green wilderness, your survival, and the survival of your entire lineage, depended on one hyper-specialized skill: the ability to spot the prize amidst the noise. For our ancestors, the color green was the background hum of the world. It meant leaves, stems, and often the bitter alkaloids of toxic plants. Green was the color of the unready. But red? Red was a siren's call across the savannah. In the natural world, red is rarely a neutral background color. It is the visual herald of peak ripeness. It is the color of a berry that has finally converted its starches into life-saving sugars. It is the color of high-protein, energy-dense meat. We evolved what scientists call Trichromatic Vision, a specialized 3-channel color processing system in our retinas, specifically so we could distinguish the specific wavelength of red against a chaotic backdrop of green foliage. When your eyes lock onto that red bowl today, a circuit deep within your primitive brain, the same one that kept your ancestors alive, flashes with a prehistoric excitement. It is a biological go signal. Over millions of years, our brains forged an unbreakable link between the color red and the promise of an energy reward. We didn't just see the color, we felt the phantom hit of dopamine before we even moved a muscle. This is the gatherer's ghost in your machine. Even in a modern apartment, when you see red, your brain preloads the sensation of sweetness because for 99% of human history, red meant, "I won't starve today." This ancestral echo is so loud that it can actually drown out the physical signals coming from your tongue. The red bowl isn't just a piece of pottery. It's a 10-million-year-old promise of survival that your brain is still desperate to keep. Now, let's peel back the skin and look at the mechanical gears of your internal laboratory. Think of your brain not as a computer, but as a beautifully complex, steam-powered engine that is obsessed with efficiency. Processing the complexity of flavor, which involves smell, texture, temperature, and taste, takes an immense amount of metabolic energy. To save power, your brain uses a shortcut called cross-modal perception. It creates a predictive preview of the meal based entirely on visual data before the food even enters the aromatic elevator at the back of your throat. When your retinas capture the red light bouncing off your bowl, the signal bypasses your conscious thought and heads straight for the hypothalamus, the brain's ancient command center for hunger and metabolic regulation. Before the spoon even leaves the bowl, the hypothalamus begins to run a sweetness protocol. It signals your salivary glands to produce specific enzymes that break down carbohydrates. It slightly increases your heart rate. Most incredibly, research suggests that seeing red can actually prime your body's insulin response. Your brain is preparing the machinery for a high-sugar hit because it has been taught by evolution that red equals energy. Because your brain has already decided the food is going to be rewarding, it filters your actual sensory experience through that expectation. It's a biological version of a cinematic filter. When that strawberry hits your tongue, your brain isn't just tasting the fruit. It's confirming the prediction it made 2 seconds ago. This is why even plain, tart yogurt can feel more indulgent when eaten from a red dish. Your brain is literally injecting the feeling of sweetness into the experience to match its visual map. If this deep dive into your own biology is making sense to you, hit that like button. It helps our community grow and ensures more people understand the hidden code behind their daily cravings. We aren't just passive eaters. We are active participants in a sophisticated biological program that starts with the color of the table. However, every powerful biological tool can be turned into a weapon if you know how to pull the lever. While the red signal was a gift from evolution to help us find food in the wild, in the modern world it has been hijacked. We are currently living in a landscape of supernormal stimuli, where the signals our ancestors used to survive are being used to hack our appetites for profit. Have you ever stepped back and looked at the color palette of the global food giants? From the Golden Arches to the world's most famous soda brands, the landscape is a calculated explosion of aggressive reds and yellows. This isn't an aesthetic choice. It's a form of sensory sabotage known in marketing as the ketchup and mustard theory. These corporations hire neuroscientists to confirm what our ancestors knew instinctively. Red creates urgency. In a room painted red, or when eating from bright red packaging, you don't just enjoy the food more, you eat it significantly faster. Red increases your physiological arousal, raising your blood pressure just enough to put you in a gathering state. In this heightened state, your satiety signal, that quiet, sophisticated voice in your prefrontal cortex that tells you you're full, gets drowned out by the primitive go signal of the hypothalamus. This is what we call visual hunger. By surrounding us with the color of ripeness and survival, the modern food industry keeps our ancient machines in a state of constant, low-level agitation. You end up ordering more than you intended, eating past the point of comfort, and leaving the restaurant feeling oddly unsatisfied despite the calories. They are using your ancestors' survival instincts as a master key to unlock your wallet. The red bowl in your kitchen is a tool for mindful enjoyment. The red neon sign on the street is a predator's lure designed to bypass your willpower entirely. We have moved from a world where red was a rare, life-saving discovery to a world where red is a constant, exhausting command to consume now. The most important thing to remember is that you are not a victim of your biology. You are the owner of it. Once you understand how the gears of the neural palate turn, you can stop being a passenger to your instincts and start being the lead architect of your own experience. You can take the industry's weapons and turn them back into tools for your own well-being. This is the moment where guilt transforms into understanding. If you find yourself struggling with mindless snacking, or if you're trying to manage your portions, try changing your visual operating system. Switch your plates to deep blue. In the natural world, blue is an incredibly rare color for food. Aside from blueberries, blue often signals mold toxicity or empty space. It is a biological stop sign. Eating from a blue plate naturally lowers your heart rate and slows your chewing, giving your stomach the 20 minutes it needs to tell your brain that it's full. It is the ultimate low-arousal hack for a high-arousal world. But if you are trying to find joy in a healthy, low-sugar meal, or if you have a child who views vegetables as a chore, bring out the crimson signal. Use the red bowl as a strategic tool. By placing a bowl of leafy greens or roasted cauliflower in a red dish, you are essentially hacking the brain's expectation. You are tricking the ancient gatherer inside you into looking for the sweetness and the energy in the meal. You are turning duty into delight by using a 10-million-year-old biological shortcut. You don't need to feel frustrated by your cravings or ashamed of your lack of willpower. Your brain is simply doing exactly what it was designed to do, keep you alive in a world of scarcity. But you no longer live in that world. You have the manual now. You can choose which signals to send to your hypothalamus. When you look at your red bowl now, you don't just see a dish. You see a direct line to your own history. And if you want to keep decoding the mysteries of your own mind and how it shapes every bite you take, subscribe. There are many more biological secrets waiting to be translated. Until next time, look closely at your plate, because there is always a much deeper story being told than what meets the eye.